Today I'm going to demonstrate how I made this happy birthday card using Bombs Away Birthday. That's this photopolymer stamp set. And if you look at the card a little bit more closely, you can see that there are wavy score lines on it. I'll show you how to do that using this Borders scoring plate that coordinates with the Simply Scored tool. So here we have our Simply Scored tool by Stampin' Up! And on the bottom of this scoring plate you see an arrow there at the bottom. That arrow should be pointed to the left side, or the side that has these markers on them, and you want to make sure it gets in the very corner, this corner. So I'm going to take my standard size card and I want these wavy lines, but this template doesn't go all the way to the left, so I'm not going to make this card flush with the left. I'm going to move it out just a little bit. And what I did for this card is I put the middle scoring line, the fold line for this card, right at the 11 inches on this scoring tool. And I moved it out maybe a quarter of an inch from the left side. And I've noticed with this scoring plate, some people have a hard time using the larger end of the stylus as opposed to the smaller end. So I'm going to start with the smaller end, and what you want to do is press really hard, but you also want to make sure that if you want your scoring lines to be pressed up, then you want to turn your card over so that you're scoring the inside of the card. That way your score lines will pop up instead of being indented into your card. So I'm going to go ahead and use this smaller ball on this stylus, and I'm going to press really hard to follow those lines. If you don't press hard enough, it's hard to get your stylus to stay in the lines. So I'm just going to do two wavy lines here. Okay, and I like to go back over it one more time just to make sure because sometimes it's hard to tell whether you have a good solid crease. So that looks pretty good. Hopefully you can see those score lines. Okay, the next step I'm going to take is stamping this Happy Birthday bomb image with the Bombs Away Birthday photopolymer stamp set. I found that the C block, this is the C acrylic block from Stampin' Up!, works really good with this Happy Birthday bomb image. And what I'm going to do for this card is I'm actually going to use, for this card I'm going to use Pacific Point. On this original card I used Old Olive, but I just want to let you see what it looks like when you use a different color. Okay, and I'm just going to stamp it right about in the middle of the card. And really I'm just getting this wick part because I'm going to cover up the other part with Certainly Celery striped designer series paper. And what I used is this designer series paper patterns pack. It's in the Subtles collection by Stampin' Up! So this piece, it measures 2 1/4 by 5 1/2. What I'm going to do is just adhere it to the bottom of the cardstock. And I want to line it up to the very bottom because I'm just going to have it flush with the bottom and the sides. This is Stampin' Up! Natural 7/16 inch trim ribbon, and this is from the Occasions Mini. There's a new catalog coming out June 1st, and this ribbon is actually in that new catalog. These scissors are the best scissors for ribbon. So I'm just going to cut it the exact length around of my cardstock. And I'm going to place it right about where I'm going to want my button to be. So I want my button to be just right next to that little bomb image. What I'm going to use is sticky strip. This is really good for ribbon that's it's not very flat ribbon, because this sticky strip is just like what it says, it's very sticky. Okay, now that I have that done, I'm going to stamp the little bomb image again on a separate piece of paper. And I'm going to take the 1 1/4 inch circle punch and punch out this little happy birthday sentiment. Okay, I'm going to stamp this congratulations sentiment. This is using StazOn ink. Stampin' Up! Does sell this. It's a really nice ink. It's permanent, but what I like about it is it's good for stamping sentiments. So it gives a nice solid image. The only thing with StazOn permanent ink is it is permanent, so what you need to do to take it off is use StazOn ink remover. This is also sold by Stampin' Up! And I'll have a link to this product on my website. My website also has step-by-step instructions and a list of all supplies used to make this card. After I use this StazOn ink remover, I also like to use my Stampin' Scrub with the Stampin' Mist just to get it extra clean, just to get all that ink remover off as well. I'm going to use this Dazzling Details Silver Sparkle, and if you do it while your ink is still wet, it actually takes on the color of your ink. But I think my ink dried. It may take on a little bit of the color, we'll see. Now I'm going to apply this happy birthday to the card front. I use a little bit of sticky strip just at the very top where it's going to go on the ribbon. The ribbon is a little bit thick, so I want to put a Stampin' Dimensional at the bottom of this happy birthday, but I want to make sure that the Stampin' Dimensional isn't over the ribbon, just because the ribbon is quite thick. So the next step is to put a button on it. We use a small button on this. And what I did is I just took this linen thread. This is also sold by Stampin' Up! Okay, so I thread this through just 2 holes because I'm going to tie it tight in a knot, and you wouldn't be able to tell if I went through all 4 holes or not. And it's faster just to go through 2. Then I just use 2 glue dots to adhere this. You can also use sticky strip on this too, that will work as well. And my last step is just to round the corners with this corner rounder punch by Stampin' Up! And now you have a nice masculine happy birthday card. Thank you for watching.